This is a tutorial for telepathic communication, okay? One of the things about telepathic communication is we overcomplicate it. We are innately born with that ability. Nature already does it. Animals telepathically communicate with one another. Plants, there has been research, studies done with plants. Plants know your mood when you walk in the door. If you have plants, they know if you're in a good mood, bad mood. They are very clairsentient. Trees, again, animals, nature, sea life, everything, fish. If you've ever done plant medicine, you've experienced this possibly. I've done plant medicine and I couldn't believe how much they all talk. How the squirrel was talking to the tree and the tree was talking to the dog. And I was like, holy shit, there's a whole thing going on that we're not a part of. But you don't need that to do it. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera because I want to draw something and I'm going to try to explain how it works, why we overcomplicate it, what makes it feel difficult, even though it's not, and give you some suggestions, okay? Okay, so let's start with this. We all come from the same shared consciousness, okay? So let's say this is universal source consciousness, right? God, the universe, and this consciousness and energy is what we all derive from. Now, when we manifest into the physical, into this 3D reality of Earth, we basically just pop up as something. So maybe this is a tree, okay? I'm gonna do that. Maybe over here is a dolphin. Maybe this is you, okay, over here. Maybe this is a bear over here. Over here is your house plant. Now, when we are born into this world, we still come and share this universal conscious energy, right? We're part of this. We share this. We're all from the same pool. That's why you are the bear, you are the tree, you are the dolphin, you are the plant. We are interconnected always, even here. Here, we are very trained and programmed to only rely on our main 5 senses. Our taste, our touch, our sight, our hearing, our smell. That is what we're programmed makes our reality, but it's not our reality. Our reality is also our extrasensory input. So senses are in layers. You have your first set that I just named in the body. Those are loud. When you touch a hot stove, you immediately, there's no denying, because it's very loud, that you got burned, right? On top of that layer is another layer of senses, our extrasensory centers, okay? That is your ability to know when time passes, or balance, or your intuition, your empathy. And the layers of our senses keep going. So the more they keep going, the more subtle they are. Now, it's important to understand that energy and consciousness never stops nor starts. It is a constant flow. That's why we're immortal. When we pass, we return back to this pool and we instantly know everything, telepathically linked on the other side with all. Now, when you communicate telepathically, now this is not my opinion, this is research, so don't come at me. Your knowing and your feeling are the most used senses for telepathic communication. So you're claircognizant, right? Your upper chakras, your crown, your third eye, and your heart, your empathy. And that is why empaths, you guys have superpowers. Your empathy is humongous with telepathic communication. And they know that. And the people who rule this world, the psychopaths, lack that, right? So they don't want us to believe how powerful that is. Your empathy, your heart center is what you derived from. This, God, when they say God resides in your heart, it's true. That is your superpower for telepathic communication and energy healing, all the things. So they suppress that because they lack it, okay? Now telepathically, let's say you want to connect with the dolphin. All you have to do is put your awareness and your focus. So through visualizations, you visualize that dolphin. You go within, you spend a minute slowing your breathing down. Visualize the dolphin with the intention, I'd like to connect to the dolphin. Boom, you are there. You sent the laser there. You sent it out, right? That's a wave. You just sent that wave. And that works with anything. You want to telepathically communicate with the tree. Same thing. You set the intention with the visualization. Boom. You just called it. It's that easy to link to anything at all. You can link to me right now. Now, once you link, let's say, to the dolphin with your visualizations and your intentions, here's what happens. The trick with telepathic communication is you don't want to overcomplicate it. You don't want to force it. You don't want to control it, and you don't want to strain, right? And if you practice this, you'll know what I mean. If you practice mediumship, when you're trying to get a message from spirit or communicate, when you're sitting there and you're really heavily focused, like almost like you tense up your eyebrows and you're really straining, you've closed your heart center. You've tightened, you've tensed. The more relaxed you are, it can flow. So the key is spaciousness, being relaxed, and allow it to flow gently in. Don't strain, don't control, don't force, just let it come. Now, the thing is, when we communicate telepathically, these senses are more subtle. You're used to your 5 bodily senses that are strong and loud, like getting burned or your vision, hearing. These are a layer on top of that. So they come very slight, very faint, very subtle. And that's what makes you second guess yourself. So if you connect with a dolphin and you get a very mild feeling or thought or a knowing that this dolphin is happy, you'll start second guessing that because it's more subtle and more faint. And that's where you trip yourself up. It's going to flow in. You got to just relax and allow spaciousness. Let it come to you. It will not be grand and loud, but trust. Like recently with my dog, he keeps howling. So I connected with his energy and I kept getting a subtle, faint thought and feeling, more of a feeling of a yearning for a female dog. So it wasn't loud, it wasn't grand, it wasn't like if you were yearning for a person or something. It's a layer on top of your first senses. So it's fainter. And I was like, oh, that little, he's got a girlfriend. That's what he's howling about. It's easy to second guess it because it's going to flow through lighter. The other tip is feel into it. Feel. When you connect with someone, kind of let it come through and down. Push it into the heart. Push it down into the heart or the gut, right? Your gut instincts. You instinctually can do this. You can do this. It's your birthright, your instincts. We share consciousness, right? We're all sharing this. Even bacteria telepathically communicates with one another. The most simple life forms. You are a beautiful sentient being. You want to rely on your feelings, your heart, and your gut, and your knowing. You can go research it, telepathic communication. They just say that it has a lot to do with your claircognizant and your empathy, your clairsentience. Now, there are amazing psychics who have the upper chakras very much opened, but they lack the heart. And that's why you see, when I used to scratch my head, how could someone be a psychic but not have good intentions? Like, did you ever meet, you hear spiritual narcissists? And I think, how is that possible? Like, how can they be so psychic but yet like have bad intentions? Because they have their upper very much tuned in, but they will lack other things with empathy. Anyway, practice on your animals, practice on whoever, practice on a friend, right? And just let it come to you. Don't strain, don't force, nothing like that. My patience here. I hope this helps you.